Hi guys! So today we're going to make a cute snowman doing some really fun, easy tear art. All you're going to need is some white paper, some black construction paper, and I have cut a piece of blue construction paper into 9 by 9. And you'll need a glue stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by just tearing some paper. It doesn't have to be real small pieces. My suggestion is to just start by tearing some squares out, just like this. You can make yours a little smaller if you want to. I'm going to make them smaller in just a second. You're probably going to need more than this, but this is just how I'm going to start. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a line to guide on, just so it's a little easier for you guys. So I'm going to take a marker, or you can take a crayon, and just kind of draw a hill, just like that. So what I'll do from here is I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to rub some glue onto that line, and I'm just going to start pasting it down onto that little curvy line, just like this. Your pieces do not have to be too small. You can make them a little bit bigger, probably no bigger than an inch yeah, no bigger than an inch though. But I'm just kind of creating that curve. Now I'm going to do another swatch of my glue, kind of make sure those are nice and stuck down, and I'm going to continue to add more paper. So I'm going to cover this whole bottom piece right here, because this is going to be my snowman's head. And we're really just kind of making a close-up snowman. So now I have the entire head of my snowman done, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give him a top hat. So I'm going to do the same thing with my black construction paper that I just did with my white. I'm going to tear squares. I'm actually going to make these a little bit smaller, and obviously they're not going into perfect squares, and that's fine. And if you can look closely, you can see that I did not tear my white pages or my white pieces to be very big. So I want them to still be kind of small. And then I'm going to give him a top hat in just a moment. Don't make them too small. So if you tear something like this, it's going to take you a really long time to get your project done. You don't need to do that. Your pieces can be about this big. So if you take a marker and look at it and look at the cap, it's not that small. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put it on a portion of his head and overlap it a little bit because, well, we want it to sit on his head and not above it. So it's okay to add some glue down here on his little noggin. And I'm going to go in a straight line right now because this is going to be the brim of his hat. And there we go. So now I'm just going to build up. So go ahead and you can trace the shape of his hat with your glue. And once again, go ahead and put your pieces to shape his hat. Just like this. And I'm going to kind of go over the top of this a little bit because this is where I'm going to start overlapping some of these pieces of black paper. You can kind of go over it a little bit because it will dry and then it'll act like it's sealing it and it'll help make it stay flat. Okay. So now what I actually want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab another color. I'm going to go ahead and grab some purple because I want to give him a little ribbon on his hat. So I'm not going to make this into pieces. I am just going to cut a piece. It might be too big. To just paste right there. You can add little holly berries on here if you want to, but what I want you to do, this is the only piece that you're allowed to cut. Everything else needs to be done by tearing, even his eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and tear some pieces for his eyes, because when you give your snowman coal eyes or rocks, they're not perfect circles. They're kind of wonky because, I mean, they're rocks and they're not all the same size. And I'm going to go ahead and give him some a little mouth. These are going to be a little bit more square, I think. There's my mouth, and I forgot to grab some orange for his nose. So I'm actually going to tear it like a triangle. Because he needs a carrot for his nose. And there you go. Oops. There's your little snowman. Don't forget to take a picture and send it to me. Hope you guys enjoy this project. Talk to you later. Bye.